Hi, it's been a while. Today I want to talk about iPhone 13. Yeah, in a week or so iPhone 15 is gonna be released and people are wondering if they should buy a new phone or stay with the previous one, but I know that some of you are still on iPhone XS or maybe even an older one, and you're going to buy iPhone 13 because it's gonna be a sweet deal. And I want to say that it's not the worst case scenario because iPhone 13 is still a great phone. And considering that iPhone 14 was not a huge change and iPhone 15 probably will still keep the same body and characteristics, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about my experience with iPhone 13. To start with, I really love this phone. I've been using it for almost 2 years and I'm not planning to change it, except probably iPhone 16 is gonna be the turning point for me, but I'm still not sure. I bought iPhone 13 unexpectedly when my previous phone died. I tried to shoot underwater video with iPhone XS, but it was in the sea and the water was salty, so my phone died. You can actually see the footage right now. It was not worth it. However, I bought this iPhone 13 and it's red, which is unusual for me because all my previous phones were black or white. I decided to stay on the bright side here and actually I didn't regret it. It fits well in a green and black case. I currently use black case because green one is outdated and it has too many scratches. However, the black one is going to die soon too. Even though I have always been using protective glass and case, iPhone 13 is still an easy target for scratches and bends. I have a couple of them, you can see it in this B-roll. I have this one when my phone dropped without the case. This one time I wore it without the case, and this one when it fell on the road and it was a complete mess. I'm lucky that my phone is still alive and I think it's in a good condition for a phone that is 2 years. Speaking about buying iPhone 13 in 2023 and in the upcoming 2024, I think that it is still a good deal. First of all, it still works fine, just as from the moment I bought it to the day. It does not freeze, it does not work slow. I like it. I currently use iOS 17 beta, even though I usually try to stay on stable software, but this time it really works fine. It has some minor bugs and some apps like Telegram were not updated to the latest software at first, but now they work fine. And even the situation with battery is not so bad, despite usually being worse at betas than on stable versions. I pretty much enjoy iOS 17 on iPhone 13. Another big topic to speak about is the screen, because I see so many hate on Twitter towards iPhone 13 screen and it being 60 Hz instead of 120 Hz. And it is actually a weird topic to me because you can now buy $200 Android phones that have like 144 Hz screen and something like that, but I still love iPhone 13. I have used iPad Pro with 120 Hz, I have tested many Samsung phones, but I still think that iPhone nails 60 Hz. I mean, yes, I can see the difference when I put two phones together, but in my everyday use I have no problems with 60 Hz screen. All in all, I have been using 60 Hz for the previous, I don't know how many years, and it has been okay. Why should I start caring about this now? When choosing the phone, I choose what's best for me and not what's best for the price. I mean, yes, I can buy a phone with a better screen, but will it have the same camera or the same performance or the same iOS updates for many years to come? I don't think so. It would be nice to upgrade to iPhone 15 Pro and have 120 Hz refresh rate, but I think most of the people that watch this video, just like me, won't notice the difference right away when they take the phone in their hands, especially if your previous phone is 60 Hz also. It is also important to mention that there are other aspects that make this experience so smooth and make you want to use the screen despite having 60 Hz. I've used some phones, I don't want to call names, but they had 90, 120 Hz screens, and actually they were working a bit less smooth than iPhone 13. Most of all, they had not very good animations, they were sloppy, they were freezy, and here it's a completely different situation. iPhone 60Hz works at least like 90Hz on cheap Android phones. The second part is the brightness, the colors, the technology behind the screen. It looks insanely good, even if the sun is up and I don't know, you're on the street and you have no shadow to hide in. There is no other phone like this. I mean, we have Samsung and OnePlus of the world, but I still don't see what people see in this. I mean, their screen are perfect, supreme, they're bright and everything, they're sharp, but they have a bit of a different color science for me. The colors on the Samsung are usually too punchy for me, and if you set the natural profile in the settings, it suddenly becomes washed out, like they had these punchy colors and they tried to lower the saturation. iPhone, on the other hand, has great colors from the box. I mean, you unpack it and you see bright, not punchy, but bright colors, and you can edit photos, videos, everything that you want on this screen. Even though you have to turn off the True Tone display, I really hate this technology. I mean, it looks good on video, but otherwise I don't like my screen being too yellow or too blue, with me not controlling this. Another important part of this phone is camera, and I have a lot to talk about it. First of all, iPhone 13 has a great set of cameras. Both ultra-wide and the main camera deliver amazing pictures that are good for everyday life, social media, and even more like cinematography. However, I still miss the zoom lens. I had the iPhone XS before that and it had 2x zoom, which is not much, especially if you count the quality it was and the low light performance, which was bad, but still, I had this option, and most of the photos I took with iPhone XS, at least most of the photos that I liked, were on 2x telephoto zoom, and here I don't have that. I thought that I would use ultra-wide more, and I don't, because I don't know, these pictures just look unrealistic. I mean, I sometimes take pictures on ultra-wide, but later I just look at them and I don't like these pictures. They're sharp, they're perfect, but I don't know, they're just weird. The main camera though delivers perfect pictures, both in low light photography and daylight. You can see the details, the sharpness, overall color science, it's amazing. I also like the video on the iPhone because, I mean, it's stellar. No other phone can match that, and it even has some gimmicks like cinematic screen and portrait mode, but I don't really use them because it limits video to 1080p, and I don't know, it just overall doesn't deliver what they promised on the Apple event. I don't really like cinematic mode despite being hyped for it when it was released. I see some people complaining about diffusion and other AI tools that Apple and other phone manufacturers use. I still think that iPhone has the most natural looking photos, especially if you compare them to Xiaomi or Samsung, which have more bright colors and unusual sharpness around the face. Here you have all natural with some additional moments that enhance the quality. I like it. Okay, coming to the conclusion. I know this is not the most informative video and probably not the ones that you were looking for if you like numbers, but these are my thoughts and this is my experience with iPhone 13. And I want to answer the question, should you buy iPhone 13 in 2023 before the release of iPhone 15 and even after? I think yes. Because, as I have already said, iPhone 14 is not very different from this phone, and iPhone 15 is probably gonna have the same body and the same overall vibe, except for Dynamic Island. I think this phone is a good purchase. It's like iPhone 5S from 2013, because it is gonna stay for a couple of years more, and I think overall it's one of the best phones Apple has ever made. Will I change it? Probably not. I mean, I still want the zoom lens, but I'm not in a situation to change the phone, and this one works just fine. If anything extra happens, I'll let you know, but for now I stay with iPhone 13 and have a good time. See you in the next one. Subscribe for more.